talk about growth, uh, 'cause I just turned 30. You know,
Yeah, old ass.
yeah, I'm
You
finally
old,
I'm
old, bro.
I'm slowly catching up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
You 30, but you knocking on 40 next
Whatever.
year. So, but
I'm
yeah,
30 but knocking on 40 next year. Bro,
the way you were just
fam.
walking,
Shut up. Shut up.
the
We've
way
already talked about why I'm walking like
you
that,
remember
so
Cat
it
Williams
don't.
said you can't recoup like you used to.
Show the fuck cannot. You fucking cannot, like, no bouncing back like you used to bounce back.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I just been thinking so much about turning 30. I just like we were talking earlier, I said like you never just imagine the specific age. You joke about 40 for sure,
Right.
but when you hit 30, it's like you still young compared to people your age, of course, and older people. But it's like now niggas is calling you unk.
Yeah.
Now you be like, oh lord.
Like when I tell you I'm so sick of hearing ma'am, I'm like, bro, I'm still a kid. I'm still watching Rugrats, fam. I'm
Yeah.
not a ma'am.
Before we get into that, let's go ahead and do the introduction. This is Steph G,
And this is Nika
and
T.
this is
His, hers,
And
and
the
the Truth
Truth podcast.
podcast.
So back to this ma'am thing. Look, do people really have an issue with that word? Does it make them feel old? Is that why they don't like it?
I do like my bonus kids ma'am me a lot. And I'm like, hey, please stop mamming me. Like, please. And I think for me, it's because I still have cousins and stuff that are their age that don't ma'am me. So it's kind of like I'm just not accustomed to that. And I
Yeah.
don't want that to be a nah. As bro, call me Nika. We good. Yes, no, I, cool. All of those are acceptable for me. I'm not one of them. Like, I feel like once we became adults, we were, people think that you automatically switch over into that whole, well, you have to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. And I've just never been that. Like, all of those as long as you ain't cussing me out or being disrespectful, I don't really. As long as you acknowledge what the fuck I'm saying, we good.
Yeah, but you grew up in a more of a free, not
Now I had
not
to yes
free.
ma'am my mom
Yeah, but you also got to cuss.
when I got grown.
Not no, no, not grown grown.
Yes,
When you
grown,
when you was a teenager,
grown,
you was able to cuss.
grown. I
Teenager,
had to be 18.
teenager, you was
I
like
had to
six.
be
You was like
18.
16. When did I meet you?
Bro, you lying. I
When
was
did I
not
meet you?
cussing in front of my mama at no 16.
Yes, you. Cause look, I pulled up on you, and I was like, you get to cuss in front of your mom? You was like, yeah, as long as I ain't cussing at her.
Bro, that was not
Bro,
16.
y'all was a teen. I was teenagers,
I don't
man.
know what you talking about, fam. I
Y'all
don't
was
remember
teenagers.
that.
Everybody not able, but yeah, I did grow up. Shit, I mean, even to this day, I can't cuss in front of my mom. Not that I can't, but I just nah, I just
She
don't.
look at you upside your head if you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mama, she done turned to the holy roly now, so
I mean,
nah, nah,
everybody got their choices.
nah. That's crazy. But yeah, I think it is about how you grow up, cause like you learn in one part of the house you learn you say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and then somebody else will tell you, hey, you ain't gotta say that, just say yes, no, that's it. And so they kind of like get confused on when to keep doing either or, and then it's like, damn, that shit just slip
Bruh.
out.
Ja hit me with an eye one day and I was perfectly okay with it. I was like, I had told her to do something and she was like, alright.
All right. So when can Ja curse? When she get grown?
Yeah.
Like curse without any
No.
penalties.
Ja, probably about 16.
Just like you, huh?
No, fuck you, bro.
Why?
Probably about
Why?
16.
Because she's more into her own thoughts by then. I mean, you know, by
I
then,
mean,
you
if she,
know.
I mean, I just feel like if you gonna do it anyways. You gonna do it because I do it. You gonna do it because you've heard me do it your whole life.
Yeah.
And I mean, if she chooses not to, I ain't mad at that. She might come out being that random kid that just don't cuss because
Nah, she gonna come home. Mommy, I'm tired of this bitch.
yeah, she definitely gonna be that. I just feel it in my
Be like,
soul. But
what you gonna do?
she may not. But I mean, I just feel like if you gonna do it, you gonna do it. I would have the same rule that my mom has though. Don't cuss me, and we all good. But
You see how I laid
um,
out everything, the rules of cussing, and before you even said anything, so I know it happened at 16.
Shut up, but nah. Yeah, she probably be able to, cause like when she turned 6, she asked me one day. She was like, "Mama, can I get a tattoo?" I was like, "Yeah, when you turn 16."
When you get yours,
No,
when did you get your first tattoo?
18.
You was a little what they call them? Not a rebel. Call you a daredevil. That's what you were.
Why? What? How was I a
Cause
daredevil?
didn't you get a tattoo and a tongue ring?
I got a tattoo and a belly ring.
When did you get a tongue ring?
I got a tongue
19.
ring. Couple years later.
Oh, telling you, man, you was out here.
I mean,
You was out here
I wasn't.
exploring with self.
I mean, it was piercings.
That's explore to some people. That's exploring. So
I mean, I really want my tongue ring back.
you ain't working.
I'm thinking about going and
Well,
getting it,
not
but
you ain't
I
working,
don't
but
know. But
working for self, man.
you know,
You ain't gotta worry about no image
that's
that
true.
much.
That's
Only
true.
thing you gotta worry about is I don't know, nothing.
Nothing.
Man,
I get to. Nah, I can't say that. I can't say that.
say it. That's what I'm
I can't
saying,
say
man.
that. I can't say that I ain't appearance don't matter. I can't,
Why?
cause
At one point you felt
cause
that way.
motherfuckers be watching. Motherfuckers be watching.
Yeah, that's for sure. They
I'd
do
be
be
fresh
watching.
as hell if the feds watching.
That's your shit.
Motherfuckers be watching.
'Cause I had thought about doing something different for 30. I still am gonna change my number. I just gotta stop being lazy.
Man,
What?
alright, man.
I was thinking about getting that Big Brother Almighty part,
Nigga, stop. Stop.
just for like a week.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
You know how folks trying to live on the
Don't
edge, man.
try to have no quarter life crisis right now, bro.
Why not? Why not? Why?
Why?
Cause it's different. It's for some reason
What what
it do
what
feel
is
like
what is compelling you to change right now? What is compelling you to make a change?
I think it's just realizing them 20s is over. Like you just look back at all the stuff you did in your 20s, and it's just like this is the place that the areas of your life that you conquered, that you adventured out on, and it's like some people adventure out with their hair in their 20s,
Mm,
in their teens.
mm.
I didn't. I had a
You had the
fade,
same thing.
but
Damn
I
near.
had it a little taller and a little bit shorter. That's it. So I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, give me a little part. Feel young again.
Hey,
Not what you making this stanky face, man. Nah.
I ain't making no stanky
You
face.
sitting here like no, no. I'm gonna get a part. It's gonna be fly. You ain't gonna be looking like that no more.
I ain't saying
Man,
nothing.
fuck you, dude.
I ain't saying
Fuck you.
nothing.
Fuck you.
I'm looking forward to seeing it, best friend.
Whatever. Don't even call me this. All right. All right. So look, what do you want to attack in your 30s?
Man, in my 30s, okay, so I'm starting a new business venture. I'm not going into detail on what it is. I
You
can say that
do
it's
you remember?
involving music.
Do you remember them Jamaicans on In Living Color? I had 3 jobs.
Listen, I've been working on finding my passion and figuring out exactly what it is I want to do for the rest of my life. My biggest problem has been I like doing a lot of things and I'm capable of doing a lot of things, but all of those things that I was doing was not my passion.
So what were they? Like,
They were things that I was interested in,
oh,
but I've learned that I can find interest in those things and not necessarily dive all the way into them and like have them as a founding part of my life cuz yeah, no.
so now you say that one of your new uh
No, not one of my new and now only. Like I'm not doing
I okay. I know you, but okay. Cause I know you gonna have another idea, and it's gonna be just Of course, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just saying I know you gonna have another idea. You
I just
31, and now you're thinking more.
I am 30.
One.
30.
Do you want to see 31?
I am not
Don't you
31
believe in?
until February 7th,
Don't you
2022.
believe in putting stuff in the universe? All right, I'm putting 31 out there, man. I want you to see it. I be getting folks like that. Would I be making them older than what they
Listen.
Oh,
But
shit.
no, like that's one of the things that I've been working on with my therapist. Like y'all probably gonna hear me talk about therapy a lot on the
Okay,
podcast now.
Charlamagne.
What? Hey,
I'm for
I'm
it.
an advocate for therapy. I think everybody needs to go.
Do you think I need to
Everybody.
go?
Yes.
Not just go and just find something new about yourself. Do you think I need to go? And you know how I'm asking you the question.
But the answer is still yes, and for the same reason.
I think
Because there is shit that you need to know about yourself that you don't want to admit. Like, it's shit that you know, but you don't want to admit about yourself that you need to go ahead and break down them walls and figure out why the fuck it is you don't want to admit that shit about yourself. So, yes, you definitely need to go.
question. What if? Do you think? All right, let me ask you this. Do you think there's anybody out there that can be 100 with themselves, completely honest?
I would hope so. I think there's somebody out there.
All right. You would hope so.
I think there's
So
somebody out there.
when I tell you, I feel like I'm yeah. I feel like I tell myself the truth a lot. Do you believe me?
You feel like you tell yourself the truth a lot.
Yeah.
And that's your truth.
But it's about telling yourself the truth.
But
Now
see,
you might be like, but fuck this shit. But can you tell yourself the truth and can you deal with it? That's a good question.
can you tell yourself the truth and deal with it?
Right. Because, in life, sometimes people just know the truth about themselves, and then it's like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. And they go crazy. But, some people can tell the truth about themselves, but like,
So, I mean, are you are you finally telling yourself that you a fuck nigga? How long have you been telling yourself that?
truthfully, I've said that a lot about myself before.
Have you?
Yeah.
You've never admitted that to
I said,
me.
I said
Good
that.
job, best
Because
friend.
I ain't never been a fuck nigga to you.
I mean,
You know,
yeah, but every time that I've accused you of being one, just in general, you've denied it.
and that's when, it's the truth, but fuck this shit. That's what I'm saying. It's the truth, but fuck this shit. I
But
ain't trying to hear that.
I mean, that's kind of like us going back to what is a lie. and if omission is a lie or not. Because I mean, you basically sitting here telling yourself that you telling yourself the truth, but I mean, you just choosing not to acknowledge the truth. That's still a problem. That's still something you need to work on because why the fuck are you not wanting to acknowledge the truth? So yes,
So so
you still need
so
to
how
go to
so how do
therapy.
you uh, in your mind how is someone supposed to acknowledge the truth? Is it supposed to be out loud? Is it supposed to be to yourself? Is it supposed to be acknowledging it with your friends? Open discussion?
Whatever that truth. I mean, I can't tell you.
Whatever fits that person, right?
Yeah.
Damn it, there we go then.
But
So
you going back, you're still not acknowledging it though.
how? If no,
Because
I'm
you're
saying
putting it on the back burner. Even though you're saying true, but fuck that shit. Like, you still putting it on the back burner. You still not wanting to deal with it.
okay, now that's different. Now that's the part what it is dealing with the actual truth, not just knowing the truth and overlooking it. Like I'll deal with it later, like putting it on the back burner. Because even though you put it on the back burner, you still know it's the truth. It's just about
Dealing with your like you have to live in your truth, whatever that may be.
right, but you can live with it and put it on the back burner.
I wouldn't advise that, but
No,
hey, you
of
know
course, you wouldn't advise
that
it, but it's
that
like,
sounds toxic.
is it?
I don't know why I added emphasis to that word, but that's what that
Probably had
sounds
a
like.
flashback. That's what it do to you. Be like, that's some toxic ass shit. True.
No,
You ain't had no flashback.
no, I really don't have those often.
It'll be like just fuck niggas.
I mean, it's not even worth looking back on.
I know. I had a conversation about that. It was like, uh, shit. I'm trying to figure out what I was watching. It was something I was watching, man. And I was just like, at some point you can just not think about the past. You can. Some people can really just like not think about it at all. Even if you bring up certain instances, that past issue might not even come up. So it was like it doesn't set off a thing in your mind about well this used to happen with such and such.
Right.
Damn, I wish I can remember what I was watching. Cause I had a strong argument for that, but it is what it is. Speaking of past, what's today's topic about?
Cheating.
What about cheating? Do you celebrate it?
Do I celebrate it?
Yeah. Not do you not do you do it? Do you celebrate it?
Mm-mm.
So what about cheating? Is
Why do men believe that if a woman cheats on him, the pain is worse than if
he cheats on her?
he cheats on her?
Uh, I guess it's because like I know why you said like that.
I'm curious.
I think damn, that's a good question. Uh, for me, I know if I get cheated on, it's because I wasn't a relationship person, but when you in one, it's like all right, damn, I actually have become vulnerable, open, and willing to put myself out there with this person, and then it's like when you just I guess when you just feel like damn you worthless at some point. You might not be completely worthless at the time, but in some of that moment like they didn't matter to you or you didn't matter to them. It's like that's some new shit. And I think it's like when you feel a new consequence that you never dealt with before or one that you never really had any type of connection with. It's like, man, that shit hit different. Cause I know I wasn't with her no more, but I had an ex who had went on a date with one of my friends. This was crazy. And so when I found out, well, I wouldn't even say it was a friend. I'd say it was an associate or somebody I just knew. I just come across. But when it happened, it was like that's when I first felt that knot in my stomach. And so I felt the knot in my stomach, and I was like, "Oh God, I bullshit you not." I said, "I refuse to ever feel like this again." I don't know how you can put that feeling off to the side or whatever, but it just. Have you ever had
So
that
does
knot?
the so does the knot? I was just about to ask. So do y'all think that that knot does not exist in women? Like it's. I mean,
It. I mean, you know what? And I hate to say it. I've talked to enough women who've dealt with being cheated on, and it's like that can exist, that can live within them, but it's like they have a way of dealing with the hurt a lot better. And I don't know if a woman can. I'm not saying that they can't, but I'm saying I don't know if a woman can actually, uh, I guess, express how to tell a man how to deal with that hurt, or give him an idea of how to deal with that hurt. Like even if you want to stay with the girl, it's like, cause you. I'll tell you this, and certain people don't like looking like no hoe in front of their friends or no bitch, whatever they feel. It's
okay.
like nah, bro, you gotta leave or we gonna clown your ass. If you don't leave and we clown your ass, now you gonna feel stupid. You know, it is what it is. But
So it comes back to pride. Cause
yeah,
that sound like
I
some real ego shit, like some
but
cause you worried about your boys clowning you.
you know
But like
men
we deal
ego.
with our girls telling us that we crazy for taking niggas back after shit. Like if you were to decide to stay, then like. I mean, I'm trying to understand why it's so hard to fathom for men and women in a lot of situations. But why is it so hard to fathom that the hurt and the pain that you possibly feel from being cheated on, it's the same exact thing that a woman would feel. Like, where is the disconnect in that coming from?
I think it's just the the average situation that people see. Is on the average, it's like a woman will contemplate on staying ASAP or quickly. Not even I don't know if it's ASAP or quickly, but they just contemplate instead of being like I'm out. They'll go and start thinking it over with one of their girlfriends, the parents or whatever. As for men, it's like, all right, bro, fuck this shit. I'm out. And so I guess that's why we feel like women deal with it better is because that they actually are willing to sit down and think in an open.
Wait. So, are you currently saying that in the situation of sex and being cheated on, that women are being more logical than the men?
In that, yeah, in that instance they are. But why? Are they thinking about what they have to lose, what has to change? And I think men who are really involved with, men who are really involved, and if they get cheated on, they are more nowadays are more thinking about what's gonna change if we do, decide to split. So I do think women, they process a lot of stuff when it comes down to being cheated on. They do that. Men, we not.
That's crazy.
But we process about how many new hoes we can get.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me to think that we're considered the logical ones
In that instant.
in that instance when because I mean when I think about the times that I've been cheated on, I and this conversation has caused me to like think about that. Like, we have to keep in mind, I've had moments where I've pulled up my computer screen, and as soon as the computer pop up, his Facebook up with all the messages from him and all the females that he fucking around with. You know what I'm
Talking about
saying?
you a roommate.
Yeah, and you should come see me now, and y'all doing what y'all do, whatever it is that
That's
y'all
the
doing and shit.
dumbest shit.
But
That was dumb as hell.
bro, yeah. So like in that instance, it's like number one, your feelings is like crushed. Damn hurt. Like they crushed. You feel like a million and one bricks then just
I, I,
fell on your head.
I'll say. I'll go ahead and finish.
You sitting here trying to contemplate if you about to catch a case, if like you trying to figure out what the fuck your next move is, cause you don't know.
All right, so we gonna talk about our friendship. Anytime that you had an issue with a guy, that I tell you, I know I told you fuck that nigga. Did I ever say go get some more niggas? Did I say that more? Did I mainly say get some more niggas, or was I like just sit down, calm down, think about the stuff first?
Neither.
You a lot. I about the nigga
You
who opened his
lied.
shit. About the nigga who open who
Huh?
when you
You
open.
called me a lie.
Yes, because you know I said, hey, you need to calm down, think about it, and think about what's gonna change when y'all break up, if y'all break up. And you know I have. Cause I
Now
even,
that shit I
cause
don't
you know I
recall.
even told you. I said, hey, dude said well, he was talking about some hoes, and he said, and I told you about that. Do you remember that?
I do
I
remember that.
thank you. So I'm actually talking to you about, hey, you need
I
to be.
remember that particular incident, but I don't remember you telling me to sit
No,
down and think shit through. Especially because you never liked that motherfucker to begin with.
I didn't. When I say think it through, I'm saying think about what's gonna happen post breakup. Even though y'all didn't have nothing attached to each other like that, it was still, you have to think about what's next for you.
I
But
feel you.
when I went, if I ever went through something with a chick, cheating or not, what did you say? Fuck that bitch.
Yup.
Fuck that bitch. That's what I'm saying. So it's just the
But
encouragement
that
is
wasn't.
different.
I mean,
And
you
so
right.
and so when that
But that's because you needed it differently. You didn't need to sit and figure out because you had already. The one thing about you though is your mind is already fucking made up. Before you come and talk to me about any damn thing, bro, your mind is usually made up. You just coming to me to either side with your ass or tell you want some hoe ass shit.
and you ain't side with me in some years, bro. That's some fuck shit.
Bro, I side with you on a lot of stuff.
You ain't side, cause
I side with you on a lot of stuff. But see, when I start siding with you, you be looking at me upside my head like I'm crazy. So I have to just go against the grain just for the fuck of it.
no, no. But like I'm saying though, the motivation behind or the way that you're inspired to get through the situations are different, and so you got to think about how many other men either here go get some more hoes,
Bro,
and
no,
so you
because to be fair, there have been a lot of times where I have told you, like I'm literally saying BOTD, bro. Like I'll send you those letters. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
no.
I done told you to give some motherfuckers benefit of the doubt. Hey, you ain't seeing they side right now, fam. You might need to chill out. Like I'm gonna let you know when you in the we our thing is we hold each other accountable, right?
Right.
Right.
I get that. Right. Cool. Let's say 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we 2011.
Oh, 20s, bro. Yeah, no.
Okay. So when we look at just receiving, you know, uh, emotions after being cheated on. It's like, all right, you think about in your teens and your 20s, especially you in high school. If you a high school kid and you find out your girl and went to the movies with some other dude, it's gonna be, hey, bro, get some more hoes. Even your homegirl gonna be like, hey, get some more hoes.
That's
That's all
true.
you gotta do. As opposed to the girl, it's like her girlfriend's gonna approach you about the bullshit. They're gonna be like, why you do that? How could you? They're gonna be mad at you, but then they're gonna talk to her like, girl, you can forgive him, and that's mainly what it is. You can forgive him.
No, I think okay. So I feel like I don't understand that side of it as far as being a female because my mama has always told me that men come a dime a dozen and I always need to keep a dollar's worth. So I don't really like I never really worried about that.
About the niggas, cause you already had.
Like I had a roster. I mean, if you I mean and that held true. You know people say most of the time women have a backup plan. I don't have a backup plan now. I just want it to be clear. I don't have a backup plan now. But back then, I had several
Hmm.
on top of several. I mean,
So, do you believe that people should have backup plans?
I believe when you're young, you should have a backup plan.
What do you consider young?
I believe when you're in your 20s, you should have a backup
So,
plan.
up to 29, you should have a backup
No,
plan.
let me not say that. Let me not say that. I think that you should have backup plans until you are completely ready to be monogamous with one individual.
So now let me ask you this: why isn't monogamy? Um,
Or if you
why isn't the idea of monogamy more applied to men? Why don't we tell men at 18, it is okay for you to be happy with one woman for the rest of your life?
shit, that's the question I've been asking you for ages, my nigga.
Well, why you can't be happy?
Why men aren't taught to the whole monogamy thing. And don't get me wrong, I understand that a lot of people have their thoughts and opinions on the fact that the male species is not intended to be monogamous. And if that's your personal opinion, that's all fine and cool. But we have to actually admit the fact that though there may be some men that are not intended to be monogamous, there are not all men intended to be polyamorous.
No, that's
So,
paying too much for bitches.
I mean,
That's you over here with one, babe. I got a headache. I don't feel good. Can you give me some medicine? The other one over here saying you don't give me enough attention, and it's like, look, y'all just sit here and I'm gonna talk to both of y'all. I'm gonna give you some Excedrin. I'm gonna answer all the questions you asking me. You might not like the answer to them questions, but I'm gonna answer them. Just sit right here.
but I mean, when it comes down to the whole monogamy thing, I've been asking for the longest. Why is it that men aren't taught monogamy? And again, if you I mean,
Polyamorous.
no knock to you, but there are still people that would prefer to be monogamous. There are still men that would prefer to be monogamous.
Um, I think it's just the idea of men understand the idea of freedom before woman. And I'm not trying to make it sound bad as if, being with a woman is terrible, but it's like don't make your life a sacrifice just yet. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why because you know what I'm saying? I've never told somebody younger than me, get out here and live. Don't be monogamous. I would say if you like her and y'all want to be together, great. If you want to move on, that's great. Go live, kick it, have fun. Plenty of fun out here. you gotta be safe, all that type of shit. But what I be thinking is, I don't know. I think men just understand
I
that
feel
level of
like,
fun, that level of freedom.
and I get that, but you also have to realize that a lot of times when men get together, at one point, I don't know if y'all still do that shit or not, cause I ain't never really in the room. Well, no,
Unless you've been
no,
here, we've been here.
yeah, yeah. But y'all don't really trade stories about like females that y'all done fooled around with. But I remember having uncles that would like trade stories with my brothers and cousins, or tell like trade stories with each other around my brothers and cousins and stuff like that, and they would hear it,
Yeah,
and
try to mimic it.
that kind of made them, want
More
women.
women, multiple women.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I just think somehow that just trickles down from ancestors, culture type stuff back then. Wherever what I'm saying, they saw it the most. It's
I
like,
guess.
hey, huh?
I said, I guess.
I mean, cause I don't know. When I grew up, I didn't. I grew up. My mama was like, hey, if she make you happy, great. But if she start to stress you out, move the fuck on. Cause my mama really wasn't, and she's still not with no like nonsense.
Right.
She like, if it's causing you too much of a headache, let it go.
Yeah.
You
I feel
know,
that.
and that stuck with me because it was like, you used to call me the Tin Man,
Mhm.
but it was like my mama put into my shut up. My mama put
Oh,
into
the
my
wizard
spirit.
then gave you a heart. Look at
Shut the
you.
fuck up. It was like,
That was so rude.
you right. I'm sorry. I'm
No, fuck
sorry. No, that's all right. That's an apology accepted for me.
you.
But yeah, I mean, it was just like, if it's not beneficial, leave that shit alone.
Right.
And I hung on to how my mama was when she said that, and how she actually portrayed it, and it was like, yeah, that seems about right. Cause people say I don't give a fuck. Like my brother, he'll always be like, bro, you don't give a fuck about nothing. I
Bro.
wish. And I was like, man, I really used to see my mama just be like,
Them
all
be
right.
facts, man.
And so I do care about shit, man. I don't understand why people think it's like, if you can be nonchalant and caring. I think so, but
I can see that. My brother's the same way.
see, so it's not really I don't give a it's I don't give a fuck. Don't set in until it's
But
like,
you have to also be mindful of the other person's feelings. I know people have gotten into this place where they're like, I'm not responsible
what you think.
for how you take this shit. Like, and to a certain extent, yeah. But at the same time, just like if your feelings were to get hurt, you would let a motherfucker know, even if it's not their responsibility to give a fuck. They're entitled to have their feelings too. What you might have said, what you said might have hurt their feelings, and they entitled to that. But I mean, shit, it is what it is. Gotta
Mm,
deal with that shit.
I get the expressive thing, but I don't know. If I tell you I can't control me personally, if I tell you I can't control how you take this, it's because I've already done doctored it up so much to where it doesn't. To me, it doesn't sound bad. So even if you still sad about that shit,
To you, it doesn't sound
but that's what I'm saying. You already have to understand within yourself. People are gonna assume what they want, and you already done said, "Hey, I'm not trying to make this sound bad."
bad. Communication is tricky, but I've learned that you have to communicate with people just like you have to love people based on their love language. You have to communicate with people based on how they communicate. Like, me and we both communicate differently. And in order for me to get anything out of him, I have to go at him. And we know that I'm on the aggressive side, you
Yes.
know. Uh, so when I go to him though, he is not an aggressive person, and aggression causes him to shut down. So when I go to him, I have to have my mind right. I have to be in a better place. I might have had to rehearse what the fuck I'm gonna say to him a few times before I even go to have the conversation with him.
So yeah, you doctor that shit up.
Yeah,
Before-
you definitely doctor it up. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is you're because you're doctoring it up means that you're being mindful of the fact that they have needs and you're trying to meet those needs.
right.
If you weren't trying to doctor that shit up, like if you was just like, bro, I'm gonna tell you this,
So
and
so let
oh
me
well, if your feelings get hurt,
let me ask you this, and it might be like a one of the one-sided moments that rarely happens. What if you being calm makes them even more rowdy? Do you, and if that's their language of communicating, that I communicate better when you yell and then I'll tone down. Do you need to yell at that person then? It's tricky. All right, so it's like this. You say you're the aggressor. He's more of a shorter shorter, smaller tone, quieter
right?
tone. If that quieter tone makes you even more aggressive, do you then need to yell to bring down that aggression? If you do, that's toxic.
No.
Cause now y'all
I
both.
mean, I agree, but no. Like in those moments, I'm not gonna lie. In the past, yeah, a few times, it has had to
You
be
had
that
to
way.
yell in order to bring you down.
Yeah, it has had to be that
Why?
way. Because I didn't know how to effectively communicate, and I didn't know how to because I didn't know how to effectively communicate, my anger was just boiling over. My frustrations was just boiling over. So it wasn't really just anger or frustrations completely at him. It was frustrations from the fact that I can't get out what I need to say to you. You're not understanding what I'm trying to say. Like the miscommunication. So once you get to a place of okay, this is how he receives it and this is who I am, like you don't disregard who you are in order to cater to what somebody's language is or their means of communication, but you also you still have to find that common ground, that balance. That's like when I told you the other day when we were texting, and I was like, man, one of the things that I done had to learn lately is just when I feel like an issue isn't being resolved, I
Hmm.
have to go to him and say, hey, I brought this up and I feel like this concern has not been met, or this concern has not actually been fulfilled at this point. So we need to have this conversation again. We need to re-dialogue on this so that we can get a full understanding of what's going on moving forward. That allowed me to be able to get more out of him, number one, but also be able to more so get my thoughts out, because then he would come back with, okay, well, maybe I didn't understand fully what you were needing. Can you re-explain? And now we're going back into the conversation without necessarily, but before, because I didn't know how to say, hey, this isn't getting resolved. It was just me getting the attitude and being pissed off at the fact that you're not doing what I want you to do. Not necessarily saying that I wasn't telling him, but I wasn't telling him in a manner in which he could understand.
Or respect it. That's all it. Respect, man. That's
Well, not just I
R
mean
E S P
because
E C T.
it would be times like I would talk to him and the yelling would come after I've talked to him so many times. So it's not like, but like I said, we done got a lot better, a lot.
All right, now I need to backtrack right quick.
Okay.
All right, did you say that if you was that when you were cheated on before, did you take them back? Did you stay with them or did you take them back later on? Ever? Like, did y'all try to work through it
No.
before? So it was just done deal.
No, I kept them on the side as a piece. Don't get me wrong. They was like, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
All right, so let me ask you this: why did you keep that? Why did you work? Why were you able to work through that part?
What you mean?
As in, you hurt me. I'm upset.
Because he hurt me. The penis didn't hurt me.
I get that, but the penis is
The
still
penis
attached to
didn't
the
hurt me,
person.
bro.
But
Okay, number one, at that time, I wasn't fully aware of the fact that I needed to cut all ties. I wasn't fully aware. So that's one of the reasons why I kept because it was like, okay, I knew that the sex was good, so why not continue to go where I'm familiar. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go and have sex, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I had a few, but you kind of got to work your roster back. If you ain't talked to him in a couple months or whatever, you kind of gotta, hey big head,
it's just
and get the conversation back flowing. But at the same time, when you just been, messing around with somebody and you
one
need
thing I
some,
know is women don't like to add on to their body count too much.
exactly.
Somehow they will swindle back to some old meat.
Yes.
And it's like, all right, if that's how you feel, cool. But for those people who, what I'm saying, who get cheated on and they stay, not even just cheated on and stay. I've known people to get beat and stay. It's like, what is the mental thought process? Like, what are you telling yourself in the moment? And I know it does vary for everybody, but like,
Love.
just
Most people do it out of, well, it's not really love, but most people do it out of what they say is love. It's really a fear. Some people just don't want to be alone, and some people are like, okay, well, I'm be with this person, even though they treat me like shit. I'm be with them because there are some good days. Some days, they treat me well. You know what I'm saying? Like some people will just settle for
mediocrity.
the bare minimum. Yeah, mediocre, less than the bare minimum. Honestly, less than the bare minimum, just to say that they have someone.
It's a level below bare minimum.
Apparently, when you the scum of the fucking earth,
What ain't that what Alfalfa said? Uh, maybe I'm tripping.
you're the scum between my toes.
No, that's what he was.
Love alpha, dear Darla.
That shit was
I hate
crazy.
your stinking guts. You
Uh,
make me vomit.
I don't know. It's just like, can you actually prepare somebody for the thought process that they need to take if they get cheated on?
Can you prepare somebody?
Is it possible that you could prepare somebody, or at least
No, and I'm
have
gonna tell
them
you why.
have them a starting point to where you need to begin to think to create your own understanding of what you're going through or how you're feeling?
I mean, maybe you can. Maybe you can. I was gonna say no, only because a lot of time, like sometimes when that pain hit, it's a pain out of thinking this person was the one. Sometimes I ain't saying that's always the case, but sometimes you in a mindset of thinking because that's just like you in a relationship, y'all making plans, y'all planning the future together, all that shit, and then you find out that motherfucker been cheating the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole life then just came kind of crashing down, cause y'all starting to. build something together, and this is somebody you thinking ain't gonna do that. And even if you get married, like marriage don't keep a motherfucker from cheating, but it's like,
Yeah, that's one thing. I've had conversations with men, and they'll say, "Oh man, marriage don't slow that shit down," and it's like it's like, and this is just the men that I've known women too. Uh, anyway, I just think it's like those type of conversations you have to say, yeah, you don't slow down all the time, but I'd advise you to.
yeah,
Don't just lead with or leave it at nah, that shit don't slow down. It's like, man, nah, I
they cool.
got married for a reason. I do believe in the love aspect of marriage as a man, and I also want to, abide by those bylaws and things of that nature. So it's like encourage me to be better. You know what I'm saying? Even though you should
That's why
know,
you gotta do better for the next generation.
yeah,
Like everybody don't have a mentality of I need to do better or
why,
encourage me to do better.
why don't you want to do better? And it's
Some people like where they at. Some people
some
think where
people,
they at is
but that's the thing.
okay.
Some people don't like where they at, but they actions show that they okay with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think there's levels of we gonna jump into this understanding of motivation, right? I think that there's levels of motivation that people need that can be too much for somebody else to carry. And then those people start to feel like they by themselves, but they don't understand that their level of motivation is just too much because some people might need daily affirmation. They might need somebody to call them, remind them. They might need somebody to talk them through something. And it's like, bruh,
People got
I'm gonna need you to
lives.
try. Yeah,
Everybody got their own life. That's facts. That's why I say everybody need therapy.
shit. Even the therapist ain't got all day for you every day.
The therapist ain't got all day for you every day. But the one thing that you should be able to do, like going to therapy, you should be able to get through to the next week. You should be able to get through to the next week. And my thing is, if you have enough people in your circle to motivate and push you, there should be no reason why you going to the same one person to do that. You know what I'm saying? I have a whole support system. I have my fiance, I have my friends, I have the rest of my family. I got Ja, like, and on top of that, I have my therapist. Like, I got all of these people to say, hey, yeah, you can do it. Go ahead, get it done. Whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the self motivating part is like if you're dealing with somebody who's mainly a self motivator and you're trying to get encouragement because I know I have friends who need encouragement, a lot of encouragement, and I try my best to keep up with it. But then it's like I do recommend. I'm like, hey, you probably need to see somebody so that you can get a better understanding of what you're missing when it comes down to being inspired to do better, live better, to make changes within yourself. Because it's like for the person who's just busy, they're your friend, but they're busy.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're a self motivating person. So the littlest thing could be all right, I like that. Let me think about how I can apply that for me. It's that easy, and it just you don't understand why it can't be
Right.
like that with somebody else. Cause it's like, yeah, you sad, but look, you got this. Let's work on this, and it's just not that easy.
It's not. It's not.
And so, yeah,
It's
I
not.
do agree
It's
with people need therapy,
not.
cause it's like, hey, you have to
And
learn the different
sometimes,
channels of
and
yourself.
sometimes it's not even a self. It's not even really a self motivation thing. You like routine sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I really hate having to have a routine.
And we just talked
But
about that.
yeah, we did. But I have to have a routine. Like And for me, in order to get things accomplished, I had to actually like quitting my job and staying at home with job all the time. Like
That was
that
a root.
opened my eyes up to a world of possibilities because it got to a point where I was able to for a short time I was able to not do really too much of anything, right? And then um once therapy and stuff got started, it was okay, now I'm ready to get into a place where I'm coming out of my depression and I am working towards what I want my life to look like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Like I'm ready to get serious about my life. And then in that, once you go from once you go from not doing nothing to I'm ready to go to therapy and get serious, then
Yeah.
your therapist tell you, all right, now what I want you to do is every day put three things on the list for you to get accomplished. You need to get these three things accomplished. And if you get them accomplished, you can add something else to the list, but you need to make a list every day. I don't care what you put on. I don't care what you put on the list. It can be a nap. It can be a shower. It don't matter. Just put it on the list because and I mean it could have been stuff that I normally do on a daily basis, whatever it was. But the key for it was I needed to create I needed to have something for myself saying, hey, this has to get
You
done,
did a
this
good
has to get
job.
done, this has to get done. I needed something to accomplish. And
Yeah.
then once you get into that process of accomplishing things, you either add more to the list or you build on that list that you've already created to start doing more. And then that's how you get into the routine. I didn't got back into waking up earlier now. I used to wake up at like 5:30 and do my meditating and all of that shit, and then get my day started. I'm back to, getting up early, doing my meditations and
Time you
stuff.
go to bed.
It really depends. I might go to bed at about 9. I might go to bed at about 12. It just really depends.
Yeah. And I think the difference between having a friend that can talk you through stuff and a therapist is all about the wording of something.
Yeah.
Because the way you say list three things is like, hey, start small. That's about equivalent to the same thing. It's like, what do you need to work on first? You know,
Right.
I think it's all about the wording, the how can I arrange this to fit my life?
Right.
And if you don't understand how to arrange to your liking, how to make something tailored to your lifestyle, it's like that's where the screw up happens.
Right.
Because if you're a lazy person, but you know that you can do something based on if you get this, you might have to talk to somebody who can know how to implement. Hey, let's start on this, and as you go through this, you can start to do something else
Right.
that you like. You know. So I mean, yeah, it's I think I want to sit in on a session when somebody's getting over cheating, being cheated on, or cheating, have cheated, or well, and not or and, because I want to sit in on both sides. And it's like I want to know what's processing through your mind. What is it? What steps are you taking to get over the situation? I know it won't be just going back out dating, not immediately like that.
No.
So then it's
Well,
I don't think no
I don't
therapist, because the
know.
therapist gotta analyze. I'm not saying
My
they
thing,
got to. They gotta see where you are emotionally and
right.
mentally.
And if you, I mean, but my thought process is number one, when you get cheated on, it's grief. You going through grief. The stages of grief are same no matter what type of grief you're going through, no matter what caused the grief. The stages of grief are all the same. Now, with that, when you, I don't believe that just because you're freshly out of a relationship that you're not in a place to where you're ready to move on already. Because some people, it like, I mean, I'm not saying all women
It can.
are affected by getting cheated on, but some women are capable of saying, okay, well, I got cheated on, me and him didn't work out, this your shit, this my shit, we going our separate ways, deuces, and
But that's rare for. And when I'm saying this, I'm saying from the outlook of other people, that's rare for them to actually understand that they're okay, because people gonna feel like you moving on to overshadow your pain, and it's like, no,
I
I'm not
mean,
fucked up.
you kind of got to be like, fuck what other people think.
Yeah, I love that.
Cause I mean, other people gonna think what the fuck they gonna think.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely want to sit in and
Good
I don't.
luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, I know
You
it ain't
might
gonna
need
happen.
like it might have to be like a
No, that shit.
couples therapy session. I mean, you thinking about going back to school at some point, ain't you?
Yeah, that's where my fuck up is. I'm lazy on that shit. So
Make a list.
shit, I did do that. I made this. I said, I'm gonna do this first, get that submitted, and then after that, then I work on.
Okay, we'll start smaller.
Yeah, I probably could. Uh, I got I got enough support behind me to go through school. It's just, man, going back to doing homework, bro.
I ain't
Being
going
up
to
just
school.
like, and the school I'm looking at, it's not like I have tests or nothing. It's just papers and stuff. And I'm like, I can do papers. I can, and it's your thoughts too. It's like I think a lot of more
School just
now.
ain't for me.
I know, man.
School just ain't. I
And you
like.
teaching?
I graduated high school. That was enough. That was enough.
Yeah, I did
And I'm
used
saying,
to think you was
yo,
gone.
but man, that shit is so fucking easy. It's only hard because Ja makes it hard, and she makes it hard on herself because I'd be chilling. I'm like, bro, you know we got to do this, right? Yes. Okay, so let's get it done. The sooner you get it done, the sooner your day is over with.
Yeah,
She only has 2 hours of school. Like, bro, just come on, let's get it done. We're going to the parks in the morning and shit, going and running around and playing with the motorcycles and skating and shit. Like,
cause like you really don't need all them hours in school, bro.
no,
You don't. You
no.
you can do 20 minutes here on, or you can spend an hour on math, and the rest
Man,
and 30 minutes on reading, and then the rest of it is like, all right, let's explore this idea.
man, listen. I focus on one subject a week. I don't even go between subjects throughout the week or throughout the day.
That
I
shit do
focus
kind
on
of
one
sound stressful.
subject a week because if you keep going throughout, like shit gonna get lost. She ain't gonna be able, they ain't gonna be able to keep up. That's why I just, nigga, this week
Mate,
we on letter sounds. We on phonics.
you know what that made me think about? Before we had, elementary, we went up to a certain point until we started doing like block schedule, like shifting different classes and
Uh
stuff.
huh.
It's like, why did one teacher pack all that in for us to learn in a day's time? Like, my first grade teacher might be doing math. Uh, well, we had one class, so it was like probably from 10 whatever to 11 whatever you're doing math, and then from 12:30 to 1:30 you're doing reading, and it's like, damn, you teaching all this, and they paying you that? You getting fucked.
That's
Yeah,
not
being
funny.
fucked.
That's not
It's
funny.
not funny, man, but
Teachers, teachers really should be paid more.
yeah, cause I mean the fate of your child's
I feel
education.
like if teachers were paid more, I probably wouldn't have an issue sending a child to school because I would know for a fact that the teachers really, 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 really give a damn.
Mm,
Teachers
I
give
can
a
feel you.
fuck. Like some of them stop giving a fuck. And my kid is a lot to deal with. I'm not gonna tell nobody she ain't. She's a lot to deal with, but I mean, she's smart as a whip. I gotta give her that. She's smart as a whip.
Yeah, and that's good, man.
She pick up real quick, real easy. But she gotta have attention.
Do you have, before we you know, get out of here, do you have any specific thing you can't wait to teach Ja since you're homeschooling her?
Nah.
It's just everything you just is it, or do you look forward to everything,
I
or is
look one, I look forward to everything. Two, I mean, Ja has really been learning for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I would probably say Black history. And that's because, like, Ja love everything black. And that's like for real. And one thing, like, we went to Oklahoma not too long ago. Not the first trip, because I know I mentioned the first trip
yeah,
at the beginning of the
like
summer.
2 weeks ago,
But
3 weeks ago?
we went to Oklahoma just a couple of weeks ago, and Ja got to go this time. Last time I went to Oklahoma, she was in Texas.
Mhm.
Um, but uh, the time I went without her, I had bought her a book from
Yeah.
Black Wall Street, and it mentioned Greenwood a lot. It was I forgot the name of the book, but basically it just told about the Tulsa riots and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so when we went this time, there was a new museum that was open,
Yeah.
and we went to Greenwood Rising, and it basically gives you all of the history, pictures, different video presentations. Real cool. The kids got a chance to sit and like they had a replica of one of the barbershop that was there, one of the barbershops that was there,
Mhm.
and basically they got to sit in like barber chairs,
Yeah.
and there was like a projection on the screen of the barbers talking, having a conversation, like back in 1921, and it almost looked like they were getting a haircut from the projection on the screen. I'm gonna have to show you pictures
Yeah, you
later
got to show
on.
me
It was
that,
pretty
man.
dope, but it was real interesting. But as we were walking through, like it was really cool to see her excited about some of the stuff that she had read in her book,
Mhm.
and to be able to be there and be like, I remember that, just to know that she's remembering those things. So,
Right.
yeah, like everything about her learning process is fun and exciting. And
That's what's up, man.
yeah, I look forward to
I
all
like
of it.
I like to hear that. So how far is Tulsa from here?
This is like a 4 hour drive.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that trip, man.
Man, Tulsa is worth it.
I'll
It's
go in the
worth it.
spring, hopefully.
It still be cool, real cool in the spring. Tulsa ain't like Arkansas in the springtime.
I mean, like the end of April.
It's still gonna be real cool. Cause we went in like May, and it was like I had to buy a jacket.
Man,
Couldn't wear shorts.
uh, I remember being in Chicago in April and it was still cold. It was cold,
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
know it's
cool.
Chicago, but man, that shit was
It
cold.
was cool. It didn't get hot until like July, August in Oklahoma.
Mm.
Maybe late June.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on the list then, man.
Yeah, that's definitely it's a must see. Yeah, it's a must see. It was a cool experience. I had fun. We went to the aquarium. The aquarium was cool.
You didn't bring me no shot glass,
I did it.
no
You
souvenirs,
didn't
no.
remind me nothing. Oh, the aquarium was cool. We When we were there, we went and we was looking at the octopus, and the octopus wasn't moving. And then like a couple of days later, we found out the octopus died. So he was probably dead while we was at the aquarium. But it was really cool. I got to
Was that like the sad part
yeah, that
for
was
you?
sad. It was real
Cause you just
sad
lay it with that. Went to the aquarium and the octopus was dead for some days.
for the days. Like we was yeah,
You
I was
want to see
sad. Um, Ja really liked seeing the manta rays.
the who?
The manta rays.
No, what are those?
They look like the stingrays.
Oh, okay.
They're different though.
Yeah, they got like a
Uh,
different head, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
Uh, But yeah, she really enjoyed that. They got to feed some turtles and stuff. So yeah,
Put
shit
my
was
hand
cool.
in it. The last time I fed an animal, it was elementary school. Did y'all ever have them like farm animals come to y'all school?
I don't
Man,
know.
I just remember one day we had farm animals, and I think I got a picture at my mama's house, and I was just feeding the animals, and I was like, "Yeah, this ain't it. I don't like this. I ain't gonna do this no
I ain't doing
more."
this no more. You ain't
And I
never
ain't
gotta
did this
worry
no
about me
more.
doing this no more.
But you know
Bet.
what? I know I was talking to my partner and just talking about feeding animals. It's like I wouldn't mind having a farm probably
I
at a
want a
real
farm.
peaceful stage of my life.
I
But
want a farm.
I want a vegetable fruit farm. I
Well, I don't
don't.
really want a farm. I want my own like compound, and I have my own little garden area. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't want no farm. Government ain't too. They ain't too keen on people with farms these days,
I
making
just
people cut their crops down and shit.
I just want me a nice little farm
But me too.
so I can
A lot of land.
land and
Have me
just
some animals.
and you know what I'm damn we keep thinking coming up with different stuff, but I am happy to see more black men and women celebrities getting into buying land.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's
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 yeah.
dope because it's like at one point, shit. Spike Lee done said 40 acres and a mule for the last 40 years, and nobody really understood what he was saying.
Right.
But now people are starting to get land and stuff like that, and it's real inspirational. It's like, man,
I can't, man. Cannot wait to buy my
I get a lot and move a trailer on that motherfucker, and then just
land.
go from there. And
I'm
then
gonna buy
20
me up a
years,
whole bunch of land.
yeah.
I'm gonna buy me up a whole bunch of land.
Yeah,
I can't
I got a
wait.
partner, man, who been buying some acres lately, and he been real inspirational too, man. So
That's what's up.
I'm I got a lot of old heads, man.
You need it.
Like they 10 plus older.
You need it.
So
I think,
I enjoy it.
like, yeah. Bro, I ain't tell you. I went out, like, the other weekend.
Where you
Friday.
go?
Khalil's.
Oh, and I've never been in there, so you've been in there before me. How was it?
I enjoyed it. Like, I ordered a Jack Daniels, and it was real good. A Jack and Coke. It was real good. And I got to watch the white people get drunk and sing karaoke.
Now that's an Irish club, isn't it? Or the name, you don't
Yeah,
know.
I think so. It's like the Khalil's Irish
So would
Pub
you
or
go
something.
back?
I definitely go back.
Cause it's an
Just
Irish
so
pub downtown North Little Rock,
just so that I can watch the people do karaoke. Like,
and they do it on
give me,
Fridays.
yes, give me a drink, sit me off in a corner somewhere and watch the people do. Yes, absolutely.
That might be a nice little.
I went and I enjoyed myself. I was shocked.
That
I
might
ain't
be.
stay long.
Oh
Two
yeah, I
hours
mean
maybe.
2 hours.
Hour
No,
and a
2 hours
half.
is good enough.
Hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours is good enough for karaoke. After
Yeah.
that, it's like, all right, either
I mean, it got
what's next?
as the night went on, it got funnier because they got drunker. So it was one of them things where, oh my God, it's so bad, but I cannot look away. It was one of them situations. Like, I definitely go back.
I'm gonna go.
We
Cause
yeah.
I always drove past it. What did it used? Wasn't it like Bennigan's?
I don't know, nigga.
It's some back in the day.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind. I used to drive past it a lot, and I used to be like, I don't never go in here. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It
I'm
was
gonna try
cool.
that.
It was cool.
Cause they be packed.
They be packed,
They be
bro.
packed.
They be packed.
And I never understood why. So man, we gonna have to slide out there, man. Do some karaoke for the pod.
I'm not doing no
We
damn
can no,
karaoke.
cause you ain't even do my Diddy Bop.
You was supposed to do it first.
I was supposed to do it in Miami, but shit happened.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't understand why you trying to get me
to
to
Diddy Bop,
to do shit.
you went
Extra
out. You was
shit.
doing shit that was extra. I want you to do a little more extra,
No,
so
man,
we can. Yes, it is.
that ain't my stage,
Yes, it
man.
is. It might be a little 2-step, but you gonna be in there.
Being there like this.
You gonna be 50 doing that shit.
Hell yeah.
Like, get your old ass on, man.
No.
Nah,
Stuck with me.
nah, fuck that. Anyway, you
I'm
got
ready
anything
to
else you gotta
eat.
say?
No, I'm hungry.
You finna eat up the whole house, ain't
Man, mama made some hot wings. Some honey hot wings.
you? And you been saving them? Or you ate some?
I ate like two.
Two? You only ate two?
I only ate two.
How
No.
many you got in it? Eight left?
I don't know how many left.
Just a busload of them bitches.
I don't know. And she
Alright,
made some cheese still.
alright,
Or
well,
rotel. Whatever people choose
I
to
call it
call it.
rotel.
I call it cheese dip. So hey. On that note,
We
that was
finna eat.
his
We finna
truth.
eat. And that's her truth.
And somewhere in there is the real truth. And we gonna holler at y'all later.
Definitely later.